Just who the devil are all these people, I hear you ask? Well, I have absolutely no idea. But I do know they're here at Event City, Manchester, for the UK's largest convention of queuing. Yes, we British love a good queue. It's an institution like the Queen or something. Okay, I'll come clean. The footage you see here was actually taken at Play Expo 2012, which took place on the 13th and 14th of October. For those unaware of this event, basically people with plastic bags come from miles around to sample the world's largest collection of cathode ray tube televisions. This one, for example, has evolved to grow taller than all the other screens, so it can better compete for sunlight. To make things a bit more engaging for those less interested in retro televisions, some very kind people came along and attached their old gaming consoles to them. And it's a blooming good job they did, because otherwise this would be like a walk around a 90s television shop. I'm not saying that would be boring, but hey, this is supposed to be a video games channel. Ooh, check out this sleek, futuristic grey box thing. If you would like one to display on your mantelpiece or kitchenette, rubbish bin, whatever, expect to pay upwards of £100 British. Which is a bit weird considering shops couldn't get rid of them for £29.99 back in 1992. Oh well. It's not as if Alan Sugar needed the money anyway. Now, for an insight into what people used to do before video games. Apart from throwing chips at pigeons. They wasted all their money on pinball tables. Pinball, of course, is derived from many sports in which you would hit balls with sticks. A practice that is still exercised in pubs the length and breadth of the country. And here we see action from the NBA Fast Break competition, which returned after the 2011 lockout. In the true spirit of the game, they managed to squeeze 66 rounds into one weekend. Good on ya. Aha! Over here we have the Crystal Maze pinball table. Oh wait, sorry, that's not Richard O'Brien, is it? Patrick Stewart is not going to be happy with me about that. Here's the Blue Peter bottle collection stall. At the end of the day, they were all taken away to the BBC studios for use in "Here's one I made earlier" segments. That's all well and good, but that's not what you're here for, is it? You're here for full frontal nudity! Well, sadly, I can't offer that. At least not at this moment in time. But as a second prize, here's some more video game footage. I couldn't read that cartridge label, but this game seems to have Mario wearing a large bell on his head, so it must be good, I guess. Ah, those crazy Japanese people. Oh, cool! A children's game about shooting birds. I'd like to hear from the RSPB about this. This is Home Computing Corner, and it features an old friend. Oh look, it's Stunt Car Racer. However, since this version is not in green screen, It's totally inferior. Now, a question for you all. What do you get if you cross a monkey and a donkey? If you said a mon-donkey, you're correct. But in this instance, I was referring to Donkey Kong, everybody's favourite monkey-donkey combination. Ooh, did you see that newspaper headline there? Huge gaming expo invades Manchester. I'll have to remember to go to that. Hold on a minute. There's the NBA Jam High scoreboard before I'd played on the game. And there's a PlayStation 2 disc after I'd spilt pizza sauce on it. Oh, a highly detailed pastel drawing of the Incredible Hulk there. Some local school kid spent 15 minutes on that. Bravo, kid. Bravo! What? 6 minutes and no Street Fighter yet? Well, I'm about to put that right. Yeah, good old Street Fighter 2 punch-up. Come on, boys. Don't forget it. Now then, do you have 1,600 quid to spare? Then put it in a bank account. Don't spend it on a MAME arcade machine with pirated games on it. Down with piracy! This message has been brought to you by Nintendo and the Yack Food Building Society. Some competition going on some modern generic first-person shooter there, but now it's time to meet royalty. It's the King of Pez! Except he doesn't seem to be here. Maybe he visited Norbreck Castle last year and decided never to leave. I am the King of Pez, and I claim this castle in the name of the nation of Konami. And then the whole expo had to move to a different place the next year. Cheers, King! And you just saw Snake crawling around Wigan Town Centre on a Sunday morning. In all seriousness though, this version of Metal Gear on the Nintendo, it's what the term Nintendo Herd was invented for. Yes, you walk onto one screen and the spotlight sees you instantly, and that's it. Game over. Oh dear, any more street fighting men and the Rolling Stones might sue. Although that's Chun-Li, isn't it, so I think we're safe. I think it's about time for some new generation soccer ball action with FIFA 12 or 11 or 10 or 9. They all look the same. That's the Call of Duty Championship, but here is the Wii U stand. More like Wii Q. Yes, indeed. If you wanted to go at that, you'd basically have to write off a whole afternoon, bring a packed lunch and a friend to talk to because you're going to be queuing for hours. I'm not joking. There was a sign about 10 meters from the entrance that said, "Wait from here, 1 hour." To be honest, I'd rather go and play on Sega Rally Championship, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But first, a bit more arcade action for you. There you go, that's enough Sega Rally Championship. And now, can this bloke do any better than the previous bloke at Donkey Kong? And the answer is no. And now we cross live to Sector 1, for some Astro Blaster, which has nothing to do with that science experiment that you did at school. You know, the one where you had the different sized balls stacked on each other, and you dropped them, and the small one at the top would go flying off into space. Actually, maybe it has more in common than we think. Oh, I've just had a cool thought. What if every school classroom had an arcade machine in it? A MAME arcade machine. Oh, mind you, if they're 1,500 quid each, then I'm not so sure. Come on, government, put your hands in your pockets. Next, how not to do World 1 Fortress on Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh dear, press the wrong button. Well, I've bleated on for long enough. So, it's good night from him, and it's good night from meh.